Hello, can you hear me? I can't hear you. What's going on? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4. My mic works. Video works. Can you hear me? Okay. So I can't hear you. Let me. Can you say something now? Can you hear me still? I can't hear you. That's strange. Might be something. Okay, it's here. I don't know what's going on. Try without headphones. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but still I can't hear you. Let me go to settings of the system. Maybe I have some sound setting changed. Sound. Output. Internal speakers. Should be fine. Raz, 1, 2, 3. Can you say something now? You're saying something, right? Okay. Strange. Even if I took off, I disconnected the headphones, it didn't work. You use this, okay. Okay, so that one option might be maybe I need to restore my computer quickly. I used this morning, it was good. Okay. Let me also check if I can play any video from YouTube. Just to see if I can. I'm trying to check the voice if it works. Yeah, we are live everywhere. Oh yeah, but I was using also this one. What can I do? I'm checking my sound. Yeah, I can hear YouTube. What's going on? I'm testing 1, 2, 3, and it works. let me test speakers. You can't hear the test sound, select a different speaker. Let me change. One, two, three. Yeah, I can't hear this. I cannot hear the sound. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got a mic, but I don't have the. Again, let's start streaming. Okay, you can hear me, right? Okay, you can hear me. I can hear you. Okay, we are live. Let me check. The video is okay. Audio is okay. I mean, we are not live yet. Welcome screen is live. Audio is okay. So that mic. Okay, good. So I'm going to check if we are online. Yes, we are. Hi, yes, I hear you. I guess we hear you only. I can hear you. Hi to all. Okay, let me switch the keyboard here so I can answer. I can see comments. Okie dokie. I'm going to put Zoom on so we can hear each other and see if that is all right. Zoom. And let me do this. Zoom. Yes. And plus video capture. No video capture, screen capture, window capture, and okay. Zoom. There you go. I can hear you now. Let's fit to the screen. Transform. Feed to screen. There you go. Let me see if I can. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if everything is okay. Let me check Facebook now if it works. And if works, we can start. Just give me a second. Yeah, we can see you online. You are online now. There you go. Okay, there are people waiting on other channel, but let me put the comments right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Please. I got a mic, but I don't have the different life. Okay. All right. We are online. Everything works. I'm wondering how we can do this so we see each other because I can only see yourself. Okay. All right. We are online. Everything works. I'm wondering. Yeah. There will be a delay on your end and my end as well. That's a Facebook and Google thing. Good. We should be live now. I can see like some reports with problems with. Good. We should be live now. Hello. I can see like some reports with I can. Hello. We heard them. Okay, guys, can you hear us? Echo only we hear. Yeah, there's an echo. I know. Why? I don't know why. Yeah. Why is happening? Let me see at that. Sorry guys about this technical issue, but I got a Yeti Microsoft here, microphone. I got the headphones. That's the output. Okay. Oh, Brad is muted. Are you muted, Brad? Okay. Maybe. I don't know where the echo coming from. That's strange. Let me check the voice. Guys, stay with us. We'll figure it out in a minute. And we are going to have a great conversation about artificial intelligence. Looks like I can't connect my headphones to Zoom. That's a problem. But some noise in background. I know, Miłosz, thanks a lot for this. We're trying to headset speakers back to mic and there's an echo. Yeah, Camille, thank you very much. I know there's something strange going on. I can't change my voice preferences in Zoom. It seems like Zoom got stuck. I'm trying to headset speakers back to mic and there's an echo. Yeah, Camille, thank you very much. I know there's something strange going on. I can't change my what if I mute preferences in Zoom? It seems like Zoom got stuck. Okay. So when I mute myself, there is no background noise, right? What if I mute? Okay. So when I mute myself, there is no background noise, right? Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's try to do this. Yeah, I will unplug my headphones. Yeah, I unplug my headphones. And let's try this. I mute myself. Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's try to do this. Yeah, I will unplug my headphones. Yeah, I unplug my headphones. And let's try this. I mute myself. Okay, guys. So let's try to do this. I unplug my headphones. Okay, guys, it looks like there is a mic problem, but I will unmute myself. Let's follow, let's go forward. We have a great guest today. That's Brad. Brad lives in Dallas. He's an artificial intelligence consultant. But Brad, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit now? I will unmute, I will put myself on mute so we don't have a problem with the voice. So please introduce yourself. Tell a little bit of the what are you doing, what you are guys building on, and then we will move to another question. Introduce yourself a little bit.
negotiations. So that's a quick and dirty on what I'm doing right now.
Oh yeah. Brad, I don't know what's going on. I have people commanding that they can't hear you and you are muted. And honestly saying, I have no idea what it's coming on. What's the problem?
Everything looks pretty clear here. I'm able
Oh yeah.
to hear
Brad, I don't know what's
and
going. Okay, Brad, thanks a lot for this. Guys, please give us a comments if you can hear us. I don't know if it's overloading on Zoom or whatever. We have a pretty good setup. It always worked for us. But anyway, Brad, thank you very much for this intro. Brad is a subject matter expert in artificial intelligence. Thanks a lot for this. Guys, please and just overloading on Zoom or whatever. Just I want to now ask the question. About the startup you are working now on. We know this is the startup that is working on artificial intelligence and automating research, evolving knowledge. It's called Veresai. Did I pronounce it well? Could you introduce that a little bit to us and tell us what you guys working on, and also what is the biggest challenge in that project now? So how you guys going to? I've been on your website, and how you guys going to help with the research? I also could see a COVID-19 section right there, and I was wondering what you are trying to pick up now.
along with Amazon a couple days ago too, have opened up a variety of repositories and data lakes with hundreds of thousands of different documents that are made available on COVID-19 from around the world that are made available to different researchers. And there's an open call out for information and help in not only hopefully finding a diagnosis and a vaccine for the disease, but just learning more about this novel coronavirus. So we there isn't a better time to use a research product on a timely topic such as this. So we're currently using the product to put together some insights, reporting for these different organizations and serving that information and data back to them.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just like poking my head down to. I'm just watching the on my iPhone. I'm watching the comments, so I'm trying to figure out if everything's worked properly. It seems like people can hear you and they can see us. So, okay. Speaking about this artificial intelligence thing, could you tell us like specifically how it helps to tackle the research thing? I mean, you could probably tackle that problem with the something else like classic programming or algorithm stuff like that. Why you guys pick up
You're breaking
artificial
up.
intelligence and machine learning in such a small company?
You're breaking up a bit. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. I was asking, like, in such a small company, like a startup, why did you guys pick up artificial intelligence as the way to solve this research problem? You could easily pick up like classical programming or like developing software. Why artificial intelligence and in such a small company? Because usually we've heard that large companies they have enough money, enough data to step into artificial intelligence. So could you tell us a little bit about this and how you made that decision and why? What's your hope?
Well, speed. First and foremost, the technical founder is he's got an AI background and history dating back 30 plus years. So he's been building products or algorithms like this or models like this for many years. Um, for to to I guess give you an overall view, research is huge for a variety of different industries. But as we move forward, obviously we're in 2020 and beyond. Um, Moving forward, research is going to be huge for any company of any size. I know one of the things we were going to talk about was small and medium sized business too, with um, the digital transformation everywhere. More and more data is being digitized. What used to be maybe available in a business in a storage room somewhere in a bunch of paper documents, all of that is now digitized. So there's more and more data available to a business, no matter what size it is. And on top of that, the computing power nowadays that is available to us nowadays is finally at a point where it can match this volume of data. So research is going to be available to everybody, which is fantastic. So now, if you can automate as much of that as possible to get from point A to point B,
Mm-hmm.
from point A being, hey, I've got all this data and documents available to me, to point B being driving insights and quicker and better decision making. Uh, that's what we're working on is getting that done faster. More speed to market, more speed to decision makers, more speed to the C-suite to make better decisions for your business. Um, if you go on Google and you search any topic, yeah, it's going to pull up. You I've got to read all those articles, right? I've got to digest that. I've got to decide if I'm heading down the right path with that particular search, or if I need to start my search all over again. It's time consuming. Now imagine if you can have a program or a product that reads all that for you and drives those insights for you and helps you make quicker decisions by eliminating that process or speeding up that process. That's what we're trying to get to from point A to point B.
Okay. Do you also hope that artificial intelligence would let you to learn quicker? I mean, to season the algorithms faster, but means that with the matter of time, you will be able to put less effort in training algorithms and more effort in developing the algorithms to the next stage. That's also your hope?
Yes, absolutely, and that it doesn't have to be explicitly programmed to learn and to keep reading documents at a rate that a human just cannot read that many documents. In driving those insights in a much faster way. Think of a doctor where another example we use a leukemia doctor, blood cancer.
Uh-huh.
There's 60 to 65,000 different articles and documents and papers published every year just in that one particular type of cancer. There's no way that one doctor or even a giant research team can go through all of
Right.
that entire volume of data at one time. So imagine if that same individual then every time they fire up their computer in the morning or however they start digesting their professional news, those insights with a relatively high confidence factor are delivered to them on their device or on their computer every single morning, so they know the latest in what's being developed or what's being published. That's pretty powerful.
Okay. I was reading recently in the news that there is an startup from UK that was hired by World Health Organization, that they were actually scanning all this, I would say, medicines descriptions like manuals, in hope to find something that is already registered and can be used against COVID-19. And I guess that was also gave people a lot of hope that there might be a medicine right there that is ready to be used, or it's ready to be kind of like address the issue, but we don't have to we don't have to wait for the certification process. So I know they were kind of successful in looking for that kind of medicine. So hope it will help. I have also another question. I got it on in my note. Could you tell us a little bit about funding projects that are AI driven? What are the investors' feelings? How they approach the? And I don't want to, talk about COVID-19, because now time is a little bit crazy and investors probably they refine their strategies. But generally speaking, about AI, there's a lot of buzzwords in AI. A lot of companies they have an I in their name. But could you give us a little bit comments, feedback, and your experience about funding companies like yours, and generally funding AI space when it comes to startup and tech savvy companies?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was a company that is looking for funding, or an AI company looking for funding, I want to partner up with like-minded individuals in the space, and by that I mean folks that, it doesn't necessarily have to be technical people. You could be non-technical as well, but just educated in the topic. Folks that understand that AI, machine learning, AI, it takes time. This isn't a end-all, be-all solution that is better than humans and going to be replacing all humans, at a particular company or something like that. That you have to be patient with these machine learning problems, and in turn AI type projects. That starting small is good.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to make millions and millions of dollars in investment on on a total AI transformation right away. I would recommend partnering up with folks of like mind that understand the space, as opposed to, maybe, I could see it being hard, and I don't have experience with this, but I could see it being hard if you had an angel investor that's just heard about AI or seen it kind of on TV, or has a sci view or notion of it, or of artificial general intelligence,
Right.
or something
Right.
like that. I could see where that might be difficult, where he gives a bunch of money and expects results right away, and where's my ROI, and he's constantly micromanaging. I could see that being an issue for an AI company.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned start small. What do you specifically mean by that when it comes to artificial intelligence driven companies?
Yeah, well, I wrote an article on this over the past couple of weeks, just as part of the AI transformation as a whole. And with regard to your overall AI strategy, that actually, in my opinion, and just from my research and studies and anecdotal conversations and whatnot, building your overall AI strategy actually is like fourth on the list.
Okay.
Most people, I think, or decision makers even, or CEOs would think, oh, okay, well, I'm going to start and I'm going to build my entire AI strategy based off of the various articles I've read in the Wall Street Journal and elsewhere. Hey, and this is my team, and you guys do that. It actually doesn't work that way, or shouldn't work that way. You should absolutely, and this goes for any size company, by the way, small business, medium size, the enterprise, start small. Identify and focus on your business needs first, And with regard to your point person on it too, anybody that is helping you run or lead this project within your company, it doesn't have to just be a technical person or one of your data scientists, who you already have there, or one of your IT folks. That happens all the time. A leader might just tap an IT person on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I want to get into AI. You lead it." It doesn't have to be that way. I would identify your most business savvy people who knows your business.
Okay.
That's really who should. Your subject matter experts that know what you do. That's really who should lead something like this. But definitely start small. Focus on your business needs first. Every business is different. What works for one might not work for another.
Okay.
And vice versa. So, put that business value at the center of your transformation process. Think of things that, AI can, and we've heard this, you and I, Ark, we've heard this a lot, but AI can automate, it can improve automation, it can make predictions, it can improve your decision making while lowering your costs, it can improve efficiencies. There's a variety of different things that a successful AI machine learning project can do. You just have to take that time up front with your leadership team and really think about, hey, where can we get better here? Where can we improve efficiencies? Are there some repetitive tasks that exist in our business that we can automate? And on a side there too is just because you automate, and this is something that happens or I see all the time when talking about AI, people think, oh, automation, that means I'm going to lose my job, or I'm going to have to lay off a whole department or something like that. No, that's not what that means at all. It can, I call it augmenting your staff. Think of those repetitive tasks that can potentially be automated that maybe an individual's working on the side. They've got their set job description, but also because they're a great employee, they're doing a whole bunch of data entry for you as well. Think about taking that off their plate, right? And then you can redeploy that human capital, those resources, into more higher value or higher revenue generating tasks. Those are the types of conversations and meetings you should be having with your leadership team up front first. And hey, let's pick one or two small ones to start with to apply a machine learning model to, and then go from there.
Okay. So you mentioned those repetitive tasks and how you can enter that. So can you tell our audience and people that are listening to us about the data? Collecting data is critical in artificial intelligence projects. And Veresai, your startup, that's probably also a challenge for you, or a task at least to complete. Can you share any specific and effective techniques for getting data and getting good quality data? What from the cost perspective? I'm not talking about, I don't want to ask about numbers, but how to approach this. I know it's a challenge for many micro and small companies, especially at the early stage. So can you tell us a little bit about this as well?
Yeah, part of that broke up, but I think you led me right into the data part. So I'll talk about that. That's actually on one of the things you wanted to talk about was pitfalls. And
right.
That is one of the main pitfalls when engaging or launching an AI machine learning project right from the start is your first thing you should do is look at your data. And this goes for small, medium, enterprise level businesses. Do you have no data? Is that a possibility? Hard to believe in today's day and age you don't have something that you can at least start with. But look at your data first. Is it all siloed? You might have to spend, before you ever do anything with a machine learning model and eventually a whole AI transformation, before you ever do anything, you may need to centralize all your data, really wrangle it up. It could be siloed. And by siloed, what I mean is different departments might have their different data sets that they've been controlling or watching over for years. There could be different nomenclature in accounting than there is in sales and marketing, for example. It could be labeled differently. It could be stored in different places. Who knows? There could be one platform that holds all the data for one department and just Excel sheets that holds the data for other departments, or things of that nature. So really, you're going to have to take a hard look first, or not only the decision maker, but whoever you eventually appoint as your AI leader, your chief AI officer, or whatever you want to call it, director of AI. What you're really going to have to sit down and do is evaluate your data, and eventually get it to the point where you've got a unified data warehouse, basically, that is labeled correctly. It's one giant company nomenclature that goes for every department, and really that's where you should start, is evaluating it in any size business, evaluating what data you have and then getting it unified. And that's going to make every project from there forward, that's going to make every project run that much more smoothly.
Okay, thanks a lot. I have a question connected to this from Miłosz. He's asking this: is there any good way to do a review approach to data collection and AI design in project? I think it's kind of general question, but could you somehow answer this?
Can you say it one more time?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Is there any good way to do a review approach to data collection? I mean, I think Miłosz, what he means by that is what you can do before you start collecting data. You mentioned a little bit, but specifically, could you tell us what you guys did before you actually enter AI, how you maybe catalog your data, or how you map it, what you have, what you're missing, that kind of thing?
I would say get it in a uniform template, a uniform nomenclature and labeling for your business. Before you ever begin an AI test, a machine learning test, even if it's an out-of-the-box solution, it's just you and maybe one other person running it at your company. Before you ever do that, that's what I mean by a unified data warehouse or unified database. Is there's one place, a one-stop shop where you access all of the data in your organization, and it all has the same labeling and same nomenclature. That's the number one place to start. And whether it's you have volumes and enormous amounts of data, or it's not that much. You're a small business, and you don't have a lot of data. It really doesn't matter with regard to a machine learning project or launching an AI test project if the data is all over the place and it's different labels and things like that. The number one thing to do, I think, I guess during your data review, to answer the question, is have it all uniform in one spot where everybody knows where and how to access it, and it's all uniform labeling.
Okay. Guys, once again, sorry for being all over my head, but on the left side, I'm taking a note, since we promised those people that register over Eventbrite to share a few slides of a summary afterwards. On the other side, I got my iPhone with question. That's what I'm just switching my view. So I'm not doing anything else, by the way. Brad, you have an extensive experience as a consultant, but also as a manager with call centers. The reason I pick up that issue for today is also because if you can imagine a place when you can automate so much, it's calling people with the repetitive task, as you mentioned, by the way, before. So could you tell us specifically from your experience as the manager and the leader of the call center businesses, but also as an artificial intelligence driven products consultant, what's the potential in that particular space?
The potential is huge, and it's happening now. But particularly where I was interested at first was on what we would call the tier 1 support level type phone call. Think of we've all done it. You call in and you got to change your credit card number, or you got to change your address because you moved, or you have a general problem with the product or service that you're currently using, and we all call up, and we make it through the phone tree, and you get a live agent on the phone, and you begin your question, they take care of it, and so on and so forth. So really on that tier 1 level of support issues where you can now, this is happening right now, particularly now with the coronavirus around. A lot of call centers have either had to make work at home possible for the particular employees, or have gone to a digital agent for frequently asked question type of inquiries that come into a call center day. But really that tier one support level where, or you might have a intelligent assistant type. We've heard the term chatbot. I hate to use the term because, as you mentioned earlier, some of them slap AI on the end of their name and they call themselves AI.
Correct.
Really, it's just an automated chatbot. But there are better ones now that are more an intelligent assistant type of chatbot that uses natural language processing type technology that can really recognize you, who's calling in, what your call history is, what you bought, what you use currently. There are intelligent assistants that are coming out that can do that now and handle those tier one level type of inquiries. And so what's that do? It helps you develop your frequently asked question knowledge base so that the assistant or the bot can then learn more and answer more questions. It also enables you to take some of your best tier one human capital, those customer service agents that were traditionally handling some of those mundane, repetitive questions that come in hundreds of times a day. Now you can move them up to level 2, level 3 type, higher value type phone calls where after going through the process with a chatbot or an intelligent assistant, then that can be a live transfer up to that level 2, level 3 type customer service agent who is seasoned and skilled and experienced at handling upset customers that have been through the ringer. They just want to talk to a human agent. Those you kind of reserve your best agents for those types of phone calls where they can really help and they can really keep a customer, or they might be they can upsell a customer. Not only do they solve their problem, but then they can identify revenue opportunities to spin off and sell a customer something.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds very interesting, especially like I think many people are like kind of scared that might artificial intelligence might remove the jobs from the call centers, but it seems like it can give actually a lot of opportunities. So all this repetitive, boring, I would say not very challenging issues can be automated, and then you can train your staff to tackle something more value, something like a more that is actually adding more value. Because excuse me, let's be honest, like if you call me and you want me to change your credit card number or release a new credit card, that's one thing. But if that can be handled by the robot, and then I can help you to decide what kind of credit you want or where you can spend your credit points or your airlines point, that would be something more, it's better for me because I build a relationship with you, I become your personal advisor, that kind of thing. So that sounds
it's valuable every way around. It's valuable to you as the employee who's doing more higher value, selling customers. I think it helps the company because the employee's happier. They're generating a better customer experience for a consumer. I think it helps everybody all the way around. To your point about, will AI eliminate jobs? Yeah, sure, it'll eliminate jobs, but how many jobs will it create? How many different jobs will it create? How many positions that we don't even know about in the next 10, 20 years will AI create going forward? So I think that there's endless opportunity. I mean, heck, even now in 2020, if you're a data scientist, I mean, you're going to have no problem getting hired. I mean, companies need data scientists left and right to not only help them with their data, but then to move into AI and machine learning type tasks or type projects. So I'm excited for the future. I mean, things will change. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody that your job's not going to change or anything like that or not go away. It just might get different. You might be working on more important stuff, quite frankly. And I think anybody would want that.
Okay, great. Brad, I have one more question regarding the your consulting experience. What do you think? Why companies might hire consultants? What might they solve by hiring a consultant? I bet in the people that will be watching these videos, they might don't even consider hiring a consultant for an AI project. So, could you elaborate a little bit about this as well?
Yeah, I think now, at least for the next few years, I think it's one of education. You know,
Okay.
it's one of being a passionate AI evangelist. That's what I always say is um, there, you know, guys like me and you were a variety of different industries. We've read and researched about it, but not everybody's like us. There are a lot of decision makers out there. There are a lot of C-suite individuals out there that, yeah, maybe they've seen the term AI, you know, in the movies, or maybe they've seen, you know, AI or machine learning, you know, mentioned on commercials or something like that for Microsoft. But by and large, you know, they haven't thought too much about it. They're not working on it yet. It's those companies where a consultant can come in, or a business savvy consultant can come in, and really be a proponent, a passionate evangelist of AI and what it can do, and like I said earlier, I think it's one of education learning. You know, going over the definitions. You know, hey, AI is this, machine learning,
Yeah.
you know, is this, data science is this, you know. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, getting in there and really getting down to the nitty gritty, talking about the different areas of, hey, this is AI, but here's all the little subsections in AI. There's going to be a lot of leadership teams, small, medium, and large, that are going to need to go through that level of training and really understand, hey, what can this, I know what it means, but what can it really do for us, right? And then after you kind of go through that for a while and really go through the teaching and the education of AI and machine learning, it's then using real life use cases perhaps in their industry, right? So going out, and what a consultant can do is a lot of us have experience in a variety of different industries, a variety of different companies, both large and small. I mean, at least that's my case. I've been an entrepreneur, and I've also worked in the corporate world. So, yeah, I like that I have that different breadth or depth of background. So we've been around, we've seen different situations, different companies, and I think, you know, you can pull maybe some different use cases for a particular client in that industry to show them, hey, here's a simple way X company started. This is what they wanted to do, and here was the output they got out of that.
Okay.
You know, I think really, you know, you could talk about AI and machine learning up high in general in terms, but you really have to then relate it to the dollar. Hey, how's it going to improve efficiencies? How's it going to make me money? Is it going to make my employees happier? That's what consultants can do.
That's what I like what you said. And looking at the who is watching us, I would like to repeat that very loudly. How you say that? Pin that down to the dollar. That's what you said.
Yeah, you've got to connect. I think what a consultant can do, and a business savvy consultant can do, is connecting the dots from AI on high and these terms down to, and connecting it to the dollar. How does it save me money? How does it make me money? How does it make my employees happier? How does it make my customer experience better? That's it. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in that?
Right, right. So, what I would like to repeat here is like basically that if you are thinking about something like solving any issue with AI, the consultant will help you with the specific things. First, these guys will help you to connect that to the dollar. So you should respect the specific ROI on the horizon that at least you wanted to hit. Of course, life is life, but you probably shouldn't start a project if there is no dollar on the horizon, as what Brad said. The second thing is education. So whenever your teams or your product managers, they lack a knowledge about AI, maybe it's a very basic stuff, maybe a little bit more advanced. So don't afraid to reach to consultants. By the way, speaking about Brad, he publishes great content on LinkedIn, and Brad is either writing his own articles as a LinkedIn Pulse articles, but also sharing a lot of curated content. It's not like Brad like putting a content right there in a cyberspace, but he curates that. So make sure you follow him on LinkedIn. I have two questions from the crowd, if I may, Brad. First one is a kind of technical one. Is web scraping available in data collection process? I don't know if that's something for you, but if it is something for you, please answer. If not, we can skip that.
It is technical, but yeah, it's available. I worked on. I won't get too specific, but I worked on a project last year where, in order to develop the pilot program, we needed a pilot program of initial beta users that would test out some of the initial the initial product builds, the initial versions of a particular product, software product. So there was a hesitance at first from some of the beta users to hand over private data, not private data, but company data, or different files and whatnot that will help the model learn more. So in order to prove worth, a little of the working concept, there is publicly available data on company websites or different knowledge bases that maybe a company will have that they publish online for their customers, things like that. It's all publicly available, and you can scrape that and begin to use that in your initial algorithms. So yeah, I've got a little experience with that. I know part of that is technical, but as a product manager, yes, you can't do that. Anything that's publicly available, I would still, as a manager and somebody who's putting together a project with various users for a pilot program, I would still call that particular client or beta client and say, hey, this is what I'd like to do. I know you're hesitant about handing over too much information up front. Would you mind if we used everything that's publicly available to build the initial models? Most don't mind doing that. It's publicly available.
Okay. All right. Thank you for this. And a last question is, since we're approaching an hour time, is a question from Tom. He is asking about cybersecurity issues related to AI and how it can affect the future. I know it's like a question about like predictions, but yeah, we are like kind of curious also what you think about it, like cybersecurity and AI and all the threats stuff that we can actually expect.
Yeah, I mean, data privacy and data responsibility, or building responsible AI projects, having explainable AI, that's another big term that we'll see out there. It's a big issue, and the big boys are working on that. How to be transparent with different projects and how data was accumulated and used in a certain project. I don't have cybersecurity experience personally, but it is. I can tell you it is at the forefront of every project and responsible project. The company that is either launching an AI project for the first time, or AI companies that have been doing this a long time. Data privacy and security is taken with the utmost seriousness, and no one wants to mess with your data, and anyone doing good work doesn't want to mess with your data. So it's going to be an ongoing issue, data privacy. But yeah, I mean, I would say folks that I've worked with are well aware of the data and the need for privacy that they acquire from a client.
Okay. Hey, Brad, once again, last favor. Could you give me a favor? Because at the beginning we had the issues with the voice and the video. Could you once again introduce yourself and tell our audience where they can find you?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, once Again, my name's Brad Hasted. I'm an old entrepreneur. The last 12 years, I owned and operated a couple different call center businesses based here in Dallas and the Philippines. I got interested in AI at the tail end of that experience as it related to my own business. If we were going to scale up to 1,000 agents, for example, could we do the same level of work with 800? Was the competition doing it? What different tasks could be automated that we do, like data entry, for example? I just got interested in that topic in general, and I found myself waking up every morning, fired up for whatever articles would be about AI as it pertained to the contact center business or the outsourcing business as a whole. So over the last couple of years, I've been consulting with different companies, both in AI and then outside of AI that want to get into AI, working on different software projects, for example, of companies that are exploring getting into the contact center space. And I've been doing that ever since. I recently have been involved with an AI startup. We mentioned it earlier in this call. It's an AI-based automated research product, evolving knowledge bases, and we're currently in pre-seed stage funding negotiations for that business.
Okay, okay. That's great. Thank you for this. I took a screenshot because there is no end to the technical issues today. Now I have a communicate a pop-up on my screen that the streaming service doesn't work, but I can see it working. So that's a funny Friday. Hey Brad, thanks a lot for your time. Once again, for those who register to our event, we will put few slides together with the main takeaways for you. We will put their LinkedIn profile of Brad, so you can find him and you can follow him for the further readings and articles he publishes by himself, but also curates a great content. Brad, thanks again for being with us. Everybody, very sorry for initial technical issues. I have no idea what is going on. We used to use this setup many times. Maybe it's Zoom, maybe it's us, I don't know. We always stream that to Facebook and YouTube, so it's going to be there. And thanks you once again. You all guys stay safe right there. Stay home, don't go anywhere. Keep the social distance, and that helps a lot to tackle what we are facing today. Brad, have a great day. Everybody have a great holidays, and take care. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, Ark. Stay safe.
Bang, bye.